Up, we will have our men's 3,000 metres with 19 competitors as they do toe the line and get their credentials checked off from one of our officials. I will read out the starters. With hip number 1, we have Joel Tobin White. Hip number 2, Joel Tobin White Invitational is in the black singlet in lane 1. Hip number 2, Joshua McLeod of Box Hill. Hip number 3, Liam Adams of Essendon. Hip number 4, Isaac Hockey of Melbourne Uni. Number 5, Aidan Roberts of Essendon. Number 6, David McNeill of Old Zavarians. Number 7, Callan Goldsmith of Mornington. Number 8, Aaron Spiceberger Parker, Invitational. Number 9, Bailey Morrell, Knox. Number 10, Douglas Buckeridge from Box Hill. Number 11, Will Garbalotto from Sandringham. Number 12, Archie Reid, South Bendigo. Number 13, Michael Marantelli, Invitational. Number 14, Benjamin Baisha, Old Scotch. Number 15, Alexander Ritchie from Box Hill. Number 16, Liam Cashin, Western Athletics. Number 17, Will Collins from Knox, and our pacer in the black T-shirt. You have to wear a T-shirt if you're pacing, I think. It means, hey guys, I'm taking it easy, I'm not racing tonight. Tom Thorpe.
Are you giving a bit of stick to Thorpey?
Always.
We never
always on the stream.
No,
just so he can.
He's having a good year this year.
He's having he's a Victorian 5K champ, isn't he?
Yeah, in a really impressive performance. So, and it's great that he's giving back a bit here to do some pace work as well, albeit in the T-shirt.
Yeah, another one of those athletes who has had a impressive season and started off the season doing much pacing work is Liam Cashin, our athlete with the number 16 hip number, but
he's in this race.
Yeah, and
so he's an 8:14 man. Look, top seed obviously is. Well, Dave McNeill's the fastest man in the field, but that's from September 2016. I think he's 7:51. Liam Adams has got a 7:53, but that's 10 years old now. Liam not known for his 3K running.
He's known for running anything and everything.
Spiceberger Parker is an interesting one. He's from Team Telford, as we can see there on the singlet. So from the ACT, 8:22.04, and he's run a 14:11 5K recently as well.
And Joel Tobin White, Liam Adams.
Yep.
We were talking about the Collingwood Classic. I do remember I was in that race and embarrassingly got lapped by the two, probably about 4 or 5 boys in this field, but. Joel got the win over Liam by about 10 metres, 2 seconds I think it was. Isaac Hockey had a strong run, running around the 14:10s.
Back, and his PB is quite impressive. He comes in as an 8:08 man, but he's running himself back into form at the moment. So
he was saying the 5K that he ran last week was the first 5K he ran in like 5 years. So usually a 1,500 metre sort of specialist, but as you said, coming back into form.
And it's good to see some of the youngsters too. They've really been exciting this whole season, and you can see them standing together there. You got Morrell, you got Buckeridge, you got Garbalotto on the outer a little bit. I think Collins is in there as well. Baisha.
Archie Reid's another one.
Archie Reid's made his way up. I thought he was in the other race, but they put him up, which is good.
Yeah.
So
he's been just had a massive track season. Archie Reid, he was another one who raced last week at the Collingwood Classic 5K. And he didn't lap me though, so that was nice of him.
The big question: which Aidan Roberts is going to turn up tonight? We've seen golden Aidan and not so golden Aidan this season. When he's hot, he's hot.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see him hot. We saw him run that magnificent 3:48. I think that might have been pre-Christmas. And I'd like to see Aidan probably just cool his heels early. This pace is going to be on. He doesn't have to do anything. Just sit. Especially the first 2K.
If you're wondering who Aidan Roberts is, Mitch Dyer is given in the affectionate nickname of Red Lightning. So you'll pick that up into the race.
There's a merchandise line there. I think, Red Lightning. Good to see McNeill in his beloved Old Zavarian colours as well.
Yeah, he chops and changes the uniform a bit, McNeill, doesn't he? But the Old Zavs is a favourite.
The Old Zavs uniform. He's very happy to be slipping on the red and black. So McLeod's another one. I'd like to see what we've seen some good stuff from Josh McLeod this season. It can be hot and cold. I'd hope that tonight he's going to be quite hot. And Liam Cashin. Just waiting for the boys to get started here. Early favourite for you, Michael? Who would you be the pick for you?
Let's say Liam, just because he might want to get one back on Joel for beating him last week, and Liam knows how to race.
Yeah, no, I think I'll put my money on Joel tonight.
I mean, if I was taking it a sports bet, I'd probably do the same, but I'll throw up a bit of not that much of a curveball. It's not that much of an outsider picking Liam to win a race.
A lot of interest, though, in that mid-pack, though, the junior or the youngsters coming through. And, did we mention McNeill? I don't think we did.
Is he on the... he might be in the B race, I think.
B, okay. Oh, that's
Can't see him on the line.
Liam's
or maybe the 1500. Yeah. Pacing-wise, I believe the boys are looking for around that 750 mark.
Yep.
63-second laps, which is flying. 2:37 per kilometre. So if you are someone just a rec runner, go down to your... Well, just whack on GPS. Try and run a 2:37. I can't do that.
On your marks.
In the starter's hands now. So Liam's dashed out. Dave's gone with him. Cashin also not mucking around. Good positioning there by Thorpe to stick wide and then just ease across.
Didn't know if he was going to get there at first.
No, totally under control, Thorpe. And that was a good example of how you do pace. Let them settle. Don't try and force it from the start. Let them settle. Yeah. So already a race in 2.
Absolutely. Last was a race in 3. This is a race in 2 with Tom Thorpe, our pacemaker, is trailed by Dave McNeill, Liam Adams, Joel Tobin-White, Liam Cashin and Isaac Hockey. They will be our top 5, and that will be the race at the head of the field, heading for around, as we said, 750 mark. Around that 8-minute mark for some maybe, but we'll see how that race plays out.
Yeah, Richie leading the next pack. And that includes Buckridge, Garbalotto, also Spiceburger Parker. Goldsmith sitting in there. You can see Baisha to the outside.
Thick pack to call in that second race that we've got going on, some of these up-and-coming juniors. But I would expect until our pacer and Tom Thorpe drops off, I would not expect too many lead changes in the early few laps of this race. It'll be more a matter of keeping an eye on the pace of around that 63 seconds per lap, if they are going for that 750 that we've been told early on.
Not like tonight, why wouldn't they? Even if some might not think they've got it, have a go at it. And
absolutely.
Liam running very wide at the moment.
Yeah, we said there'll be no pace changes.
He's out. Yeah, it looks like Liam hasn't quite got it. You've lost.
Maybe it wasn't his night tonight. Yeah. If to pull out that early on, there must have been concerns pre-race, I think.
Cashin looking good, sitting right in that third spot there.
So a race of 4.
Isaac Hockey being brave, which is good to see.
Yeah, well, as we said, first 5K race in years he did the other night, and this could very well be his first 3K race in a number of years as well. So a bit untried.
So they're right on target, if not ahead.
Yeah, which is going to be impressive to watch that time go in those final stages, especially. It'll be interesting what Joel does because, Dave, of course, the 2 up the front of the field.
I think second pack a little bit disappointing for me at the moment. They're on 8:22 pace, which is a few of those guys have done that before. Maybe it's going to be a sit and kick for that one. They're happy for Richie to lead it around that 67-second lap, so through in 2:14.
Yeah, well, as we said, it is quite a thick pack for that second race in this race.
Yeah, so Spiceburger Parker deciding he's going to now take that pace. I think they might have been thinking, gee, we've got to get this going. Because I know Buckridge would love a sub 820, and he's capable of doing it. Yeah,
and as you mentioned, as soon as you say that, it's instantly stretched out from being a thick pack to a long train, as we'll see in the background of this camera shot very shortly. So a 3:09 would be nice, and that is what they get. Yep. 3:09,
spot on.
Going through 1,200 metres is on pace for a 7:50 3K.
And I think we are going to see some damage done to some of these runners a little bit later because the pace is certainly moving. Thorpe not looking as comfortable as I thought he might, just looking at the watch a bit now, but he is right on pace, and I think he needs to be told that message, just keep your rhythm, just keep them behind you. So you can see McNeill just sitting there a little bit out on the track now because he wants to get a look at where they're going.
But you're right, as you said, if the likes of Liam Cash and Isaac Hockey hang on to anything close to a 750, this would be an absolutely huge run.
Exactly, and I think we're going to see a lot happening after lap number 5 when we hit into that 2K position, maybe 1600 to 2K. I think that's when this the story will unfold here.
Yeah, and we'll be interested to see later stages amongst Dave and Joel. We'll still see Joel, Dave is more experienced runner. Joel maybe is more dynamic runner.
Still right on target. So he's got them through to 4 laps. Right on target. So well done, Thorpe. We'll give you that one.
3.5
and the
gap's
gap's already formed. You're seeing Cashin and also Hockey just not being able to go with that pace as we see the really aggressive Dave McNeill. Look at that look on his face. He wants this, doesn't he?
Absolutely. He's, as we said, he's got the experience over multiple distances. He's more accustomed to the 5-10K running, and he's showing Joel who's boss on the track.
This is impressive.
This is unexpected.
Impressive. Yeah, well, not necessarily, because Dave is class. You don't run 751 by accident.
Unexpected to say that we didn't put our sports bet money on him.
No, we didn't. No. But
it's not unusual.
No. Can Tobin White, what can he do? I don't know. I think Dave McNeill might have this. I'm calling it early.
He's made a statement, that's for sure.
He has made a statement.
And Thorpe throwing his support towards his teammates from the side of the track, even though his pacing duties have finished. That pace is still on for a 7:53K.
So he actually picked the pace up there. That was about a 60 or 61. So the pace has gone up for Dave McNeill. This is really impressive.
So we go on a 7:40 town.
Is his PB. 7:51.11 is his PB.
And he wants it tonight here at Box Hill. He's making the use of these awesome conditions that we have as we see the second race on track now. Aaron Spiceberger Parker still leading out that train.
So they're into the last K now, the whole lot of the field.
So impressive from Dave McNeill.
Crowd starting to really play a factor in this now as well. The crowd are getting very activated here as they're getting excited about Dave McNeill. Cashin and Hockey locked together. This is still a good run from those two. And could they be looking down the track at Tobin White and thinking there's a scalp we might be able to take? So it is McNeill looking good down that back straight now into the darkness of the Box Hill track, and they do love it. It's cool down there. Spiceberger Parker still leading that chase pack. Buckridge with him. Richie looking strong. Garbelotto, Collins and Baisha also there.
600 metres to go, and McNeill has extended that lead to about, it could be 70 or 80 metres. The likes of Hockey and Cashin are actually catching Tobin White. They're only about 10 metres behind him. They're heading for about that 8-minute pace still, but Dave McNeill, he's heading for a mid-740. This is going to be a huge last lap, and it's all about time for McNeill. The race is his.
Can we get a PB for Dave McNeill? A guy at this age and this level of experience to get PB over 3,000, so 6:45. He's going to smash his PB.
This is unreal viewing here at Box Hill Athletics Track.
This is unreal.
The crowd is on their feet, on the back straight, trackside near the start-finish line. Back further in the field, Tobin White is almost being caught by Hockey. Cashin isn't letting the boys get away either. They are heading for a fast time.
But
check out
4
Dave.
sub-8-minute performances here. 4 in this race at Box Hill tonight. But Dave McNeill is the star. Look at this.
How's this? Everyone's yelling at him trackside. We see our early pacer in Liam Ware, Liam Adams, Tom Thorpe all yelling at Dave. Go, go, go. 150 metres to go. He's got time up his sleeve. He's going to close strong. A 7:45 would be awesome. Under 7:51 would be a PB for Dave. 100 metres to go, Tim.
Fantastic running, and isn't this good to see? Dave McNeill in Melbourne, in the Old Zavarians colours, running a PB at his tender age and level of experience. He's going to be absolutely stoked with this performance. Dave McNeill, 7:45 thereabouts. Let's watch down the line, and we're seeing it looks like it's Cashin who's taken the next, and he's going to be sub-8, so from 8:14 to a sub-8 performer. So he'll stop the clock in 58.
Huge.
I think Hockey will just miss the 8 minutes, but a big run there. Tobin White in next position. Now looking down the track, I think Buckridge will be looking for that sub-8:20, and I reckon he's going to get it. But Aidan Roberts, we're seeing the golden Aidan Roberts here. What a performance from him. So Aidan Roberts well under the 20, so is Buckridge. Garbelotto will also be under 20. Callan Goldsmith, that's a big run. That's a game changer, a season changer for him. Baisha in next position. Then Reed's come through nicely. McLeod up there.
There's no stragglers in that race, Tim.
No,
Everyone under 8:30. That is huge.
That
massive
is
running.
Absolutely massive.